What's going on, guys? My name is Chef Leo with the Art Institute of San Antonio. Today we're going to be showing how to make a simple 3-egg pasta. Really nice. So one of the great methods is for every 100 grams of flour, right here that we have pre-measured out, we're going to create a well of it. 100 grams of flour and then just 3 eggs. So right now we just have our regular eggs. And what we're going to do is we're going to crack them right into the center. So a couple of things I'm going to use. I'm going to use a little bit of a 9-pan here, just so that I don't get any yolks in. If you're confident, by all means, go in the middle of the well. From here, I'm just going to dump them right in. Beat up our eggs like we're doing like an omelet style. And then we're going to slowly just start adding some of the flour to the mix. Use a fork until we can't really incorporate any more of the flour with the fork, and then we're going to go in by hand. Guys, so we've been working this dough now for about 10 minutes. What we wanted to do is we wanted to come completely together. We're activating that glute, we're stretching it out. Your arms will get a little sore, so make sure this is your gym workout for the day. You want to let this go for about another 3 to 4 minutes. What we're going to do here is, what we're looking for is now we're going to shape it into a nice tight ball, and it doesn't stick, it doesn't pull from your hand. All right, we're looking for that Play-Doh consistency. If you're a part of that Saltines dinner roll with Intro to Baking, one of my favorite things to do is just kind of roll it out just to make it nice and smooth, just to test. Doesn't stick to the table, nice, pulls away. And from here, we're gonna wrap it and we're gonna let it rest. Alright guys, here we're back. So we let the dough rest for about 30 minutes. Plastic wrap, we just took it off. So as you see, once again, it's together, it's not pulling off our skin. What we're gonna do now is we're actually gonna roll it. We're gonna do 2 different methods. We're gonna save the second one with the rolling pin just in case you don't have a pasta machine. But we're gonna use a pasta machine. It works best with 2 people. So I have my lovely, talented, and beautiful assistant here, Derek. Derek is in the bachelor's program, correct?
Correct.
He is a former student of mine. He works in our storeroom here at AI San Antonio. Great guy. Just don't tell him I said that. From here, the next step is flour. We want to make sure we flour this so it doesn't get stuck in the pasta machine. So I'm going to throw a little bit of flour, just a sprinkle, not too much, and then some as well. As you do this, can be a little messy process just with the flour, but don't be afraid. So what I'm going to do here, same thing, we're going to flour the rolling pin a little bit. What I'm looking for is I'm just looking to get it a little thin, just so we can work with it. All pasta machines, rollers are different. So for instance, on this one, 7, right here, if you can see, 7 is actually the thickest setting. And then it goes down to 1, or even some go down to 0. Just double check. You don't want to immediately start with the 7 and that be your smallest setting. I have made that mistake before when I was first starting out, so just be careful with that. So from here, we're going to do a 3-fold laminate technique just to get it. And we're going to fold it just a little bit more. And from here, we're going to start rolling. So we're going to roll it underneath. We'll hold off. Derek's going to hold it in. And it's going to roll all the way out. Beautiful. So now on his end, he's going to set it on the table, and we're going to do a 3-fold. So fold it in twice. That's 1. And then make it match. Perfect. So depending on how thick it is, right, we want to make sure that we still keep it a little bit dusty, so it doesn't stick. And we're going to go through again. A lot of times, depending on the style of pasta you want to do this, 2 to 3 to 4 times. I think on this one, we're going to just do it twice. There we go. And we'll see it starting to come together. So we'll do one more laminate technique. This time I'm going to go to 5. I'm going to skip 1. Beautiful. So again, same thing. Throw a little flour on there. So what I wanted to show is going too fast, right? As you can see, we started off too thick and we started off too fast. So this thing takes patience, and that's what I wanted to show, that we don't want to rush this technique and we don't want to try too fast. So what happens? Our dough is a little too messy, no big deal. We start over again. That's the great thing about this. So we go back to 7. We'll roll it out. There we go. Now we'll start from there. So we'll go down to 5. And we'll just continue to work it down. Beautiful. We'll go down to 3. 3 is probably the thinnest we're going to take it just on this one. There we go. Beautiful pasta. We're not too concerned about the holes in the pasta. It looks nice, looks pretty. We're going to lay that one flat over there. We're going to dust it with a little bit of flour just so it doesn't stick to our table. Done here is we have the fettuccine attachment. This also has a spaghetti or linguine. We like a little bit thicker noodles here, so this one just slides right on. Same thing. A little bit of a flour dust, and we're going to come through. So now, if our pasta is going to get a little too long or we want to work with smaller pieces, we're just going to cut it in half. So we'll work with this half first. And the same thing, as it comes through, Derek's going to guide, oops, got to change this guy. Derek's going to guide it. And as he grabs it and guides it down all the way through, what he's now going to do is he's going to dust it with a little bit of flour. So he's going to take it, ball it up, and then from here we can do a couple different things. So if we want to hang it on the pasta rack, we have our pasta rack right here. We're going to show 2 different methods. So right here, Derek's just going to lay it out, making sure they don't stick together right on the pasta rack. And then we'll just clear it up so that they don't kind of double stack. So we can spread it out on this one. We got a little bit more room.
This is so they don't dry together?
Yeah, so they don't stick together when they dry out. So when we go to cook them, they're actually individual. You'll see there's a lot of different things in the fact of trying to do a 30 to 45 minute dry time. I recommend at least 15 minutes. Down here in Texas, we're pretty humid. So about 15 to 20 minutes dry time is actually going to be perfect. Good. So we'll just kind of clear up these little pieces. These little pieces are still great. They just don't look too pretty. Okay. All right, so one more thing. So we're going to go this side again. Now let's just say you have the pasta machine, you don't have the pasta rack, right? You don't have the drying rack. You didn't think that far ahead. So same thing. We're going to dust it, dust the pasta, but now we're actually just going to let it hang naturally, and then we're going to twist it. Now this method works really great on a sheet tray, just with parchment paper. What's going to happen is it's going to dry out that way. Now you can take it once it's dried out and it freezes really easy right into a Ziploc bag, or you can let it dry right on the pasta sheet right on the half sheet tray, and you can put it directly in the water. So 2 different methods, one with the pasta tree, one directly if we don't have that. So now the other half of the pasta that we did, we cut in half. We're just gonna throw a little bit of flour, same thing, right on a rolling pin. Now we're gonna roll it out. So let's just say we don't have a pasta machine, we don't have any fancy equipment, but we do have a rolling pin. So what we're gonna do is we're just roll it out. Now, general rule of thumb, if you want it traditional, how it's supposed to be, you want to roll it so thin that you can actually see the silhouette through it. Over the years, you know, pasta has taken on many shapes and forms, especially here in the US. So it just kind of depends on what type of level of thickness you want to actually eat it at and how long of a cook time. Because the thicker the noodle, the longer the cook time, the thinner the noodle, the quicker the cook time. So as you see, what I'm doing is I'm rotating. Down south in Texas, we make a lot of tortillas, flour and corn. Right here, you know, what we're doing is we're just keeping it consistent and even all the way through, making sure that we're applying equal and even pressure throughout. And I don't know, maybe it's just my mom and me telling me to rotate it every so often, but that's why I'm doing it. If there's a true Italian out here, I do apologize. I'll throw a little bit more flour just because I don't want it to stick. All right, guys, so from here, what you could actually do is if you want to do different pasta shapes. So if you want to do any tortellini, ravioli, any different style of pasta, if you want to be adventurous and do like a bow tie or even macaroni elbow, you don't have to necessarily go and do strips like we did. We're going to do strips just because it's a little simpler. But if you want to be adventurous, this is one of the great ways to do it. Roll it out to about, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch consistency. And then from here, you do different pasta cutters or hand cut them to fold them into different shapes. So I'm gonna go probably 2 more passes and then we're actually gonna cut it. I'm gonna show you how to cut this guy. All right. So a couple different techniques. There's the technique where people are very, very, very particular and they want a squared off piece to start with, right? So we'll show that way just for uniformity's sake. So we'll come in here, all great usable pieces. We'll just make a nice rectangle. So here, once again, all great pieces are still used. And then from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just do a gentle fold over, like we're staging the perfect omelet. And from here, we're gonna cut through. So one thing I like to do is same thing. Make sure you have a good, clean, sharp knife. Flour just the edges just a touch so they don't get stick. And then we're gonna cut through. And here is really up to you. So if we want them all consistency, all the same, we're pushing and pulling on our knife all the way throughout. And from here, we're gonna take them out individually, throw a touch more flour so they don't stick. And here we go, hand cut fettuccine noodles. All right, guys, so that's it. Basic pasta. We saw it in 3 different ways. Definitely try it out at home. When you go to do it at home, boiling water, a little bit of salt, and it takes about 90 seconds to 120 seconds. A lot of people like it al dente, but obviously cook it to your liking. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you again.